clearly you like psychology, philosophy. I know you could talk for ages on that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've always been big into is dreams and nightmares. Do
Oh,
you dream and have nightmares or anything like that? Or
yes.
did you, yeah, are you
Yes.
vivid
Yes.
or
Yes. Well, now especially
now
pregnancy dreams are
especially?
no joke. They're weird. I've had some very interesting dreams. Yes, I definitely have had interesting dreams throughout my life, and even my perspective on them has also, I don't know if I should say changed, evolved, is developing. They're fairly vivid. They're not regular. The nightmares are not as bad, thankfully. I've had a few nightmares, mostly pregnancy related. There's been times in my life, I think, due to trauma, where I would have nightmares, be it of a sibling passing. My siblings and I are very close, or maybe something happening to my mother. And I remember I would wake up and it would feel very real. And it would lead me to just, sometimes just cry, pray, be very scared until I had time to process them. Thankfully,
Mhm.
they've not been as prevalent in my life. It's never been a night terror type of situation,
Right.
for the most part. I do remember a very heavy dream that I may never forget. After I lost my first daughter, halfway through the pregnancy, I lost
Oh,
my first daughter. I was almost 20 weeks, and I went into labor prematurely. I didn't know I was in labor. And when I went to the hospital, they said that her heartbeat was fading, and my water had broke, so I was not able to. They weren't able to do anything. So they were
Mhm.
basically telling me, we're sorry, she's too, it was too early on, and gave birth to her. She had already passed, and it was a very, very dark, dark, dark season in my life. And I remember, I don't know if it was a few weeks or months, maybe weeks after, I was in a very, not a very wholesome time in my life. This was way back in 2012, I believe. And I lived in this house I was staying at that was like just run down, not taken care of. It was just a very much survival mode season of my
Yes.
life.
yeah.
And I remember waking up to a horrible dream. I don't remember all the details. Someone that's very significant in my life, as a mentor, mother figure, was in that dream. The baby, my daughter, was in it, and I just woke up and it felt so real. And sorry, it was a very painful dream. And I don't think I'll ever forget that, because it just reminds me of this time in my life where I was surviving a lot of trauma, a
Mhm.
lot of just pain, and a lot of has been restored since then. But it's been things like that where every so often it might be something heavy. For the most part, it's either just weird dreams or, yeah, just weird dreams. Once in a while, I have something really crazy. The other day, it was like action movie. I was killing people. It sounds horrible. I'm
Oh,
not overall a
Mhm.
violent person, but I think there were children in danger, and it
oh
was like
yeah.
an invasion and war, and I was like going ham. Like, y'all, I'm talking action movie level, and
Yeah.
it felt so real. I was like, I was like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but
Right.
oh, I was not holding back. I would have ended up in jail if it was the real world. So anyways, I'm answering in so long. I apologize, but it just
Don't
felt like that,
apologize.
where depending on the season in life through trauma, and in the past, I would think that some of it was spiritual. Sometimes I felt maybe
Mhm.
the divine God was trying to speak to me, or I would wonder if there was a spiritual interpretation.
Mhm.
Now, it depends. I haven't had a dream in a long time where I would say, oh, this must be a message of any sort. It's
Right.
usually more my brain is just processing. It's just all psychological. Um, Now, even through some of my recent studies, I sometimes wonder if some of it is existential, like
Yeah.
subconscious
Mhm.
death anxieties, how we
Yeah.
process our fears and our questions about life. It's hard to say, but I think dreams are fascinating.